Hey, partner. Look at this. I'm listening to some big band, classic big band music on Channel 801. Been listening to some Count Basie they had on. Well, I really like the old Count. He's pretty good, and I want to thank Guy Witherspoon. I've always kind of liked that music, but nobody in my family really listened to it. And in Guy's earlier videos before the YouTube police got on him, he used to thrill us with a little with some big band era music, and I miss that guy. I wish you could slip one in. But it opened up a lot of new doors, and I really like Count Basie is one of my favorites. But anywho, I am smoking a blend that I've been really high on the last couple of days. My taste buds have changed some, and I hope not permanently, but this is one that just really fit the bill, and it's always a good one. This is my second tin of this that I bought. First one came out, compliments of MACBAREN and Sutliff. They sent this out first time to do a review on it, and I've replaced it. But I hadn't smoked it in a while. I just cracked open this tin yesterday. Had it a couple of months. And Mixture Scottish blend. What I was smoking yesterday, and it is great. It is absolutely. This one's going to be in my, certainly in, of course, top 10 this year, and it may even make the top 3. It's good. And I'm smoking it in this tinderbox pot. I want to smoke it in this one. I've smoked it on here quite a bit here lately, but this is a very seasoned pipe. It's tied with my Bajon as my most favorite as far as best smoking pipes. It's not necessarily my favorite as far as looks, although the grain on it is beautiful. I mean, you could see it up close and in person. Of course, I like the honey-colored stem too, but it pairs up really good. Yesterday I was smoking it in that Bajon Bent, a little bigger that Emily got me for Father's Day. It smokes good. In that little pipe, anything smokes good, and I love to smoke. My favorite blend to smoke in that little Bajon is MACBAREN Plum Cake. It smokes that plum cake like about 70% of the time when I'm firing up plum cake. I'll do it in that pipe. And I guess because it was, I think, on the same order that I guess seemed like maybe that I got that pipe, I got my first tin of plum cake. And I guess that's why it got broke in on plum cake. But of course, it don't ghost it. I smoke aromatics in it too. But, yeah. This blend has 35 different tobacco leaves in it from all over the country. And it's one of those, and it says that on the back of the tin. The flavor just changed all throughout the smoke. From the time you first fire it up till you dump out the last ashes. It's just like an adventure. Remember this, and y'all try it. From the people that don't like aromatics, the English and the people like the straight Virginias and Burleys, y'all going to like this. Your aromatics are going to like it. Matter of fact, they classify this as a light aromatic. They call it a light aromatic, and I wouldn't have thought that, but that's what they say. But it's wonderful. Dale, I tell you, I've been smoking. I saved it. About smoked it down. I had to finally take the ring off of it. The first one I smoked was the aging room, and let me tell you, brother, I've got about that much left of it. I'm gonna finish it here tonight. That is a jam up stick, peppery, and I like that about it. And it's not super duper strong. It's still a pretty robust cigar, but I like that little hint of pepperiness in it. I don't know where that comes from. And let me know where you got it. I'll get online, but if you can, just tell me down below, because this one I'd like to get and keep on hand. I don't know which one I'm going to smoke tomorrow, but I tell you, if they're as good as that one is fantastic. And like I say, when Governor's gets open, the guy that owns his name's Friday Ellis. When Friday gets it open, he's going to have some humidors and stuff. And I told my wife my birthday's next month on the 23rd of April, and I told her, I said, I think I want to get a humidor. I'm fixing to delve off into, I'm going to combine my pipe smoking adventure hobby in with some cigars. They kind of go so much together, and I hadn't been smoking but 2 or 3, 4 sticks a month, maybe about 3 on average. But here lately, I've been smoking a couple a week, and I enjoy it. And I want to keep some brick houses on hand, and I can buy them so much cheaper by the box with a, and then just put them in a humidor. And it's you can buy that one from $5 to right around $7. And you can save some money by buying them in bulk. But I want to keep a few on hand that's up in the $10, $11, $12 range. Not many, but that's because I do like to buy a little bait and stuff once in a while too. So, but occasionally, keep 2 or 3 of those in the humidor, and some other lesser ones. Like I say, I could buy the brick house in $25, and I want a humidor that's got about room for about 50. And I'd like to have the one with a partition in them, a couple of partitions where you got like 3 different trays in it. And I don't know if they ghost each other. You kind of need to keep them separated. I don't like the flavored pipes, but cigars that much. But if they come unwrapped, for sure, I don't think you would want to go. It's just me. Some of y'all may say it's okay. Some of you guys that's been doing it a while may say, well, it's perfectly all right. But I would think they would tend to commingle their flavoring a little bit. But like I say, there 2 or 3 packages were sent out, and I got several more. I'm just trying to get them out in the order that I got some of you guys' addresses. I've got some more we'll ship out. I sent 3 out last week, and as soon as Governor's gets opened, I'm going to try to make it a deal once a month. I try to send out a little package. It'll make it so much easier once he gets open to go by and pick up a couple of little 2-ounce packages and maybe a 10 or something and shoot it in the mail to somebody. And I've got several more. I don't have a lot of Wall Street. That was one reason I was late getting these out. I've been waiting on some. My mom didn't make it during working hours when she went to Dallas last. They were closed when she went, and of course come back on Sunday and they were closed naturally. But he had sent me some. I ordered it. It's gotten lost in the mail or something, and but he refunded my credit card. He didn't have to do it, but I don't have a whole lot left. I've got about an ounce and a half left. So if some of y'all get a package from me, and I'm not being stingy with it. If I only had enough for a couple of bowls, that'll just be so you can try it. It's been really hard. I hadn't had a lot of luck getting it, but I'm going to get some more. And if I have to drive over there, I'm going to get some. But we're probably going to reorder it and let him just try to resend it. But as soon as Governor's gets open, he's going to have some house blends, and I'm certainly going to want a lot of y'all to try it. I just enjoy sending the stuff out. And Guy, the one you couldn't read my old chicken scratch on it, and of course Mike and both Pipe Pappy answered it for you in the comments, is deer tongue, and that was one of Bing Crosby's favorite types. It's a plant that grows in the coastal regions, and it's just real vanilla. As a matter of fact, back in the 1800s, they used to use them for room deodorizers, the plants, for like potpourri or something. It is strong, and I suppose from what I've read, the deer tongue, the vanilla is all natural, but it is the strongest. I like vanilla, but that is overwhelming. Some of y'all may like it. I didn't care much for it, so I got a little bit left that I got for Christmas. So if some of y'all get them, get a package in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It'll have enough for a couple of bowls. Some of y'all may have tried it, but at least you can say, well, I've tried deer tongue. And the other one was Havana honey that you had trouble reading my old chicken scratch writing. It's one that Nate and Rachel Campbell turned me on to, sent me some samples, and I loved it. When we had our meetup down there, Rachel and I split a pound of it. And every time I go down there, I always pick up several ounces of that because it's a good one. Havana honey. And that ought to be pretty fresh stuff I sent out on that. But on the Pappy, I watched your video today, and we talking about, some of us still talking about Tim's little rant the other day and how things are, and I agree with you. You know, my dad taught me, and I learned. He had to really ride me first 4 or 5 years because I was a young man, you know, starting out, and he really taught me that the people that work for you are your backbone. They are, you know, like you said, no, they didn't invest the money, and they didn't lay awake at night worrying if you was going to be able to pay the bills or and that kind of stuff. But the load they carried, and they helped just as much. They're just as responsible for my success as I was. Because without good people, you're nothing. And I think you should reward them. And I certainly try to. Most of my businesses are centered around in the minimum wage type service type deals. And we work a lot of college kids in those stations and stores. But I had some older guys that worked there. Of course, our service techs. I had a service tech back in the 80s. It was 85, 86 was taking on $700 a week, and that was big money back then for that guy in a service station, you know, doing that. But I believe in compensating too, and like I say, you take care of your key people, and the ones that are loyal to you, you certainly take care of them. And like I say, my dad taught me that. He's got people who's been with him 30 some odd years. He's got one boy. He's around 51 or 2, started with him when he was 16 years old, working after school, and on the weekend he's still with him. He's one of Daddy's service techs, and been with him that long. So that's, you know, started in a service station and moved into the tire deal. My dad got wound up in it with a tire warehouse and sold, had several route trucks that delivered tires, had 4 or 5 trucks that would go out every day delivering tires all over Louisiana, about 3/4 of Arkansas, 7, 8 counties in Mississippi, and 2 or 3 counties in Texas, or 4. Well, more than that, I guess. We'd go over to around Longview and up north of Marshall to Jefferson. And that was always my territory in that part of the country. And then of course, he had a retail division of it too. And this boy moved when Daddy got out of the station. He moved on up there with him, been with him ever since. I'm basically a capitalist by nature, but I don't believe in corporations. And the medical field is the ones that have just really dogged us out. And insurance companies to a degree, but of course you got to keep in mind they're in it to make a profit. And you know, they've got to make a certain amount of profit. But some of their practices and tactics, I've dealt with some mean ones before and some horrible ones, and I hate fooling with insurance companies. And sometimes their greed gets really out of line. And I was always in the gasoline business, spent many years in it, and I was an oil company man. I mean, if I was with Chevron, I was loyal, to Texaco all those years. But they're some of the most greediest mother humpers out there. They are. Their greed is unsurpassable. It's. I'll never forget one day I was in my office and a FedEx or UPS truck drove up one. We were selling gasoline for around $1.30 a gallon. It wasn't long after 9/11. It was a year, I don't know, I can't remember now. I'm getting older, but they had this big box, and in it, it had 6 2s with the decimals behind them. We were selling gasoline for around $1.30 a gallon, and it was from Chevron Corporation USA from San Francisco. And I opened it and seen those 2 with decimals, and I said, "Look at here." Nobody was even talking about it. Maybe even it hadn't even been on the news that it may hit $2 a gallon. It was about 8 months before it got there, but they knew this, what was going to happen. They knew it. But anyhow, I tell you, it's the world we live in today is. We still got it good, but it ain't like it used to be, man. And I know some of you older guys, and like especially my dad's age, has seen it change. They have really seen it change. But in the last 20 years, it's changed. And even my son, 28 years old, he just don't realize how good it was when he was a kid. You know, that adults had it. It was so easy to start a business and to do. But they've clamped down so hard on the banks and the things that they do, and just go start you a business today and see, man, it's terrible. Well, we'll save that rant for another day. I done went over the 15 minutes. Y'all have a good one. Take care and God bless.